Non-Stop is the new zany show everyone is talking about. She goes around the world with her friends in her new show, learning important lessons like
sharing, exercise, table manners, bullying, teamwork, promises, while using our fantastic imaginations.
Teachers love it because it was made by one. Grades for ages 2 to 6, but fun for the whole family.
It has a positive message that promotes positive social behavior, and I give this film a 5 out of 5 stars rating.
Each 11-minute segment introduces you to several of her friends, so check out Tashi Non-Stop.
Hey, welcome to Buzz Talk Live. Tonight, my guest is a British comedian, actress, writer, and producer based in New York. Natasha Hanina is the creator and star of the popular YouTube channel Tashi Non-Stop. It's a web series that's based for children, and she comes up with these wacky characters and for everybody to enjoy. So please chat and welcome Natasha to Buzz Talk Live. How you doing, Natasha?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for being on the show with me. And you got such an interesting past and present in the world of what you do. And so tell us a little bit about yourself. Right off the bat, you're British and you're from across the pond, as we say.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, where did you grow up?
I grew up in England, London, England, in a little borough called Hampstead. And I stayed there until I was 19, and then I moved to the States to go to college.
Oh,
and
okay.
my mother kind of pushed me because the educational system in England is kind of strict and very linear. So you have to kind of specialize in something very early on, which I found very limiting. So I went to Sarah Lawrence College, which is a liberal arts college. So I got to study a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it was more of a general education, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. So you came over to the States and you kind of made your mark here. I have here that you went to Columbia University. Got your master's in education there.
Yes.
And I think I have here for art education.
Art education, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very good. Very good.
I went there for that.
So, what led you into being a performer of sorts?
Well, I feel like I've always had this ability to. People tell me that whatever I say kind of like sounds funny or like off the cuff, I'm able to make people laugh. And
Right.
that started from a very early age in like school, drama class. And I was kind of like a really, really shy, introverted person, believe it or not. But the place where I was able to shine was like in drama class, like
Right.
after school, and we would all get together, and then it was like, Tashi, do your shtick, Tashi, do your Tashi shtick.
You're a bit of a class clown, as they say.
Exactly. But I mean, other times I was really quiet, like you wouldn't hear me talk or say a word, or like if
Right.
it just called on me, forget about it. I would like go red as a beet, and so so it started then, and I started
really
to imitate my teachers. I had some really wacky teachers, and so at home I would like imitate them to my family. I put on a little show about the teachers. And
Now, was there anybody else in your family like you, or were you?
Well, my dad is hilarious. My dad.
Oh, okay, all right. So you get your comedy from your dad.
Yeah, he's got that dry. He's Israeli, but he has a dry British sense of humor. Like,
wow.
He's so funny, So I think I get it from him, So we really bond on that level.
So, I mean, what were your early influences, for role models?
Well, there are so many. I mean, I grew up in England, so of course Monty Python,
Yeah.
and people like John Cleese. and Are You Being Served was another one that I used to love, and Robin Williams, Lucille Ball, Marx Brothers, Sacha Baron Cohen, Larry David, Carol Burnett, Rita Rudner, Gilda Radner.
Oh boy.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them. They're all my.
Yeah, they're all in your head.
Swimming around there, and I can learn something from each of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you kind of came out of your shell a little bit, because I have you did some stand up, early on when you came. How soon after when you came over did you kind of like?
The stand up started like actually when I was in grad school. Like I was doing it at the same time. And
was it a dare? Did somebody like say, "Come on, you got to do your stand up"?
No, I just felt like I wanted to try it, and I wasn't very good in the beginning. I did this crazy thing where I dressed up as the Queen of England, and I started to going to open mics and just talking to the audience as the Queen, like, "Hello, everybody. I'm the Queen of England." And it was like, it didn't go over too well. They were like, what the hell is that?
Oh my God.
I had this crown, I had my handbag, like that. But then actually I did do something that went over well with the Queen of England. I wrote a song called The Royal Family Blues.
Right.
And I did that in a cabaret place, and people were like really loving it, like laughing a lot, and it was just.
And you were doing stand up in like Caroline's. I mean the major clubs in Manhattan. Caroline, you were doing some stand up stuff.
Stand up New York. Duplex, Don't Tell Mama, places like that. Yeah.
I have a clip here of you doing some stand up, and it's just a part of the show, or part of the routine that you did. Let's take a look.
Welcome, very talented Natasha Hanina, everyone. Natasha Hanina.
I have a learning disability. Even though I'm learning disabled, I went to Columbia University to become a special ed teacher. Someone who's learning disabled wanting to become a teacher is like Stevie Wonder wanting to become a driving instructor. So I've been fired from every job I've ever had because of my learning disability. I once worked as a saleswoman at Ann Taylor. The manager of the store wanted to fire me because she said I was the worst saleswoman there. So I got a note from my doctor, Dr. Morrison, saying that I couldn't be fired because I was learning disabled. This note has come in very handy because when my boyfriend tried to break up with me, I said to him, "You can't do that, I have a note from my doctor." Because I'm learning disabled, shoe shopping is a nightmare for me. I can never find shoes that are comfortable. Last time I went shoe shopping, a very patient saleswoman said to me, "You know, miss, the shoes might be more comfortable if you wore the right shoe on the right foot and the left shoe on the left foot." Some people tell me that I remind them of Mary Poppins. I can see the similarities. We're both British. We're both polite. The only difference is I don't think Mary Poppins was on Prozac. I'm more of a Mary Poppin pills. I'll tell you who took a lot of pills. The woman that wrote Mary Poppins. Clearly, this woman who came up with the idea of a nanny flying around holding an umbrella, she had to be high. This is what I think the way that the writer of Mary Poppins came up with her idea for Mary Poppins. I know, there's a nanny and an umbrella. I'm a genius.
Your comedy is clean. From what I witnessed on your clip there, you're tapping into the clean type of comedy. And is that on purpose, or you just figured you don't want to do the whole cursing bit? And
yeah, I think it's definitely deliberate. I've always tried to do that, keep my comedy clean. There was a time when I didn't, where I tried to follow the crowd,
right,
and do the dirty jokes and do the dirty thing, and I was like, I felt like I was trying to fit myself into a you know, a peg into a box or a hole.
Right, right.
Like I was trying to squeeze myself into something that wasn't right for me, and people around me and family and friends were like, Natasha, you know, that's not suited to you. You know, your comedy is a bit more sophisticated than that, you know.
Right, right.
And there's
right.
nothing wrong with that type of comedy. Like, I have no problem with it. Some of it's brilliant, you know.
Yeah.
So,
no. If it's used correctly, you know, some people just abuse it and they just use it as fillers in their routine, and you could see right through it, you know.
Right. It's an easy laugh, you know. It's like their go-to, you know. But to actually think up of a smart joke with a punchline, it really is like neurosurgery. Actually, I really think it is, because it's like, it's not easy. Like, there were times where it took me hours and hours to like perfect several jokes, you know, like, and I'd have to come back to it because I was like, oh, that word doesn't work, or it's better this way, it could be better that, you know. So it's
got to be nerve-wracking, only because, you know, when you do this for the first time, whether it be a dare or you just get up there and you want to do it professionally as a comedian, and you go up on stage and, you know, you got your jokes lined up in your head, but you don't know the punchline, you don't know how it's going to be received and all that. Do you have something like in your back pocket that and you could pull out and say, okay, well, I know this will get a laugh and maybe this will get me out of this, you know, situation, or if it's a tough crowd, or, you know, do you pick on somebody? Is it something that you see in the audience? Do you go there?
I never do like audience work. Like, I've never done that. It's mostly the material I've done has mostly been about my life and my foibles and my weaknesses, and I kind of
well, that's the best comedy, right?
Like, and I have no problem sharing that, because I feel that that's real. That makes me real, and people can relate to that, because we all have our weaknesses, we all have our issues, you know. We're all sugar in some way, you know.
No, we definitely have issues, and you're talking to the right person. So, you know, your comedy, your stand-up, you felt comfortable doing that, and so you tried to, you know, work that into sort of like a show type of thing. And first of all, I love the title. It was done a while ago. This is this show that you did first. Was it your first show? The British Jew with the loose screw. I mean,
it was my first attempt at doing a web series.
Right.
It was very guerrilla style, and but it was loads of fun. I mean, I learned so much from it, and all the crew, the cast, what crew were one cameraman, but you know, but we just had such fun, you know. It was a lot of work, and it wasn't as professional looking as I wanted, but you know, it was a learning experience.
So I get the title, but I with the loose screw, is that referring to you?
Definitely referring to me, the issue with a loose screw.
With the loose screw. Well, look, it was done a while ago. It's rough, but obviously this has been on the shelf now for many years. But this is something that, you know, you started with, and this is all testing for later on, you know, in your career. And I have a clip of and you did several episodes of these. How many episodes did you make of the British Jew?
Six episodes.
6 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so each episode kind of daily life type of thing.
It always ends in the same way. I kind of took a bit from Benny Hill. It always ends with her getting herself in a pickle or in trouble with the people around her, and her upsetting them or doing something dumb. And then they end up chasing her, like all the people, whether it's in a store or a restaurant. Right. She messes up, and they end up chasing her around, like fast forward, you know. And so it comes from that Benny Hill. That part does. So
Benny Hill was he was the best. I mean, my God, physical comedy. So the clip that I'm going to show, you want to set it up? It's you actually you're a puppy or something.
Through. she has body issues. Well, she has a lot of issues. We know that already, right? I've explained that, but she has body issues, and she decides that the solution to that is to go to a doggy gym and to try to join a doggy gym because she feels that animals are less judgmental than people. So she goes to the doggy gym, and then you see what happens.
Okay, let's take a look.
Freaks habit.
I'm wondering if you can help me out. I'm actually become a member, and I wanted you to tell me a few of the rules about the gym. If you could tell me if there's any rules I need to follow.
Yeah, we have a couple rules, okay? Rule number 1, no biting, no licking, no excessive licking. A little bit of licking's okay. A little bit of licking. If somebody
That's my
turns it-
favorite. I don't want you to give me any special treatment.
No,
I want you to treat me like a dog.
We've got a really good staff here, okay?
I need to get my K90 in shape.
We've got like the top-notch trainers here. You want to see some abs? Here. See this? Look. See that? Okay. Yeah, you can look like it. Look at me. Come here.
Hello, all you fabulous furry friends. So glad you could make it. It's time to shake that K90 hiney. Bow, 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 bow. Shlomo. I know. Oh, you brought your girlfriend with you, Shlomo. Oh, yes, indeed.
Not only did I not get fit, but I was rejected by man's best friend. How pathetic is that?
You come up with the concepts. You come up with all these little skits when you shot this stuff.
Yeah.
How did you come up with this one?
I don't know. It comes from somewhere. The aliens, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that's priceless stuff.
I start going into a different world, and I just start thinking, or I could be doing something else, and just these ideas start popping into my head, and then I could have nothing, like nothing.
Right. And then it's
out of me. It's
then
like
it's blank.
desert.
Well, that comes with the loose screw, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you were in England, you studied improv in drama.
I did drama classes, and I did acting classes, and improv. I did a summer program with the British American Drama Academy. And there I got to do more like improv and work with like different well-known teachers and stuff like that. So,
oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I realized that I have this like ability to I love doing that. Just someone tells me to improvise an idea or subject, and then I just love riffing and just talking about it. And
that's the best, when you can riff and freelance on on a subject, and you get your best ideas sometimes come from that.
Yeah, it's like you're thinking on your feet, and then something comes up, and you're like, wow, I really like that idea, Right. Sometimes even improvising could be a good way to get ideas for a script, like dialogue. Mm-hmm. So you might get things that you might use some things but not use other things.
Right. Do you ever get any ideas come to you when you're sleeping, and you're at 2:00 in the morning, you get that brainstorm?
No, I'm not really one of those people. It's a great idea.
You're a sound sleeper, I take it.
I sleep really well at night, and I don't have any ideas.
So you don't have any issues at night sleeping?
No. You would think, right? You would think that all these ideas.
Natasha, I'm just putting it out there for you.
I think of.
So now we're going to move on to the Tashi Non-Stop stuff, and how you got into the whole concept of this show, and how you're working with the young children. I think, what is it, 3 to 10 or 3 to 7 or something like that?
Yeah, kindergarten, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, this is such a great idea. There's always more programming that could be used, for that, that age group and stuff like that. And from what I showed in the beginning of the show, that was so cool. How you got into all these characters, and I do have some of the photos that I took from your website, and all the characters that you throughout the show you become, like vampire there, and I think the queen, right, and there's an alligator hunter and everything. So how did you come up with this concept, and like, as far as putting this as a learning tool to the young?
Well, I was thinking, how I wanted to use my talents as a teacher and as a comedian, and kind of find a way to marry the two.
Right.
And so what I did is I decided to do that. So that's what I did. And I realized I wanted to create something that teaches social emotional learning through comedy, and in a very light-handed way. So it wasn't like boring educational stuff that I was trying to shove down kids' throat. But that they could be learning in a way through osmosis, just by having so much fun and being so entertained by these different characters, different scenarios, and also learning a lot about life lessons, life skills, which are very important for kids to learn early on, So it is unusual because these characters are really wacky, but what makes
I wonder where they get that from.
Where do they get that from? But I love them all. Like they all have a special place in my heart, and I have such fun with them. Oh my goodness, I have such fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, and you came up with every character, and each character, tells a different story, or teaches the kids a different. So I have a clip of some of the characters that you play, and how this is a learning tool for kids. Let's check it out.
Hello, my little friends. I'm Tashi. Welcome to Tashi Non-Stop. Today we're going to have some fun, meet some super duper cool characters, learn about never giving up while using our fantastic imaginations. Each of us has a unique and incredible imagination. Let's try to always use it. So here we go. I'm going to show you how people eat spaghetti in Italy. And you twirl the spaghetti onto the spoon. It's so much fun. And you twirl. Look, see, the fork is twirling around onto the spoon like an Italian ballerina. And 1, 2. You can do this, Agnes. 3. It's very important after a workout to drink plenty of water to stay hydrated. I am Tashi the vampire. I'm here to learn the proper way to sneeze. Do you know how to sneeze? I believe you do. Achoo! This is what I used to do, sneezing into my hands. But now I know a lot of us vampires were sneezing in the incorrect way. This is very bad because it spreads the most germs, and that would be bad manners. Instead, the best way to sneeze is into a tissue. Remember, kids, if you don't sneeze right the first time, keep trying. Never give up, and you'll get it. Eventually. I guess I'll have to keep practicing. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the show and learned the importance of never giving up. I look forward to getting together again soon for some more non-stop fun with Tashi. Goodbye, my little friend.
You can find out more by visiting TashiNonstop.com. You can even find us on Facebook.
That's really cool. You know, it's a great concept, so these little vignettes. How long are they? Each character, like what we just saw. Is that the show, or is that just snippets of each character?
Well, that's a 12-minute pilot. It's like a proof of concept, to show people, you know, my concept, and to hopefully sell the concept at some point. Yeah.
So each one of these characters would be a show unto itself then.
Well, it's like, I'd say like this, each section is like maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
Anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes, but like short.
Right. And the kids, they learn by not even know that they're learning, because they're watching a character, and you go through, you know, certain things with them, right? I saw something about makeup, putting on mom's makeup, and you know, different things. Like, perfect example. I mean, it bodes well what's going on now with germs, and the proper way,
exactly.
and, you know, how to sneeze and using that's great.
Appropriate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's other people behind the scenes. You're not just the only one that's doing this. You have some support people that help you.
Well, I had it's a small crew, you know. It's like it's low budget, small crew. But it's amazing what you can do nowadays, you know, with a green screen, and the technology out there is so accessible, you know. Right. So, you know, I had a green screen in my apartment, small apartment, and so I was a little bit restricted, but I was able to be creative despite that. And so I was able to put this together with I had an editor, right, and I had a director who was also shooting it, and then a sound person. Really, that was it. Yeah,
very smmal.
Very small. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we, you know, the show has chats that people chat in, and there is some chats happening. Absolutely brilliant, wonderful, looks like fun. So, you know, they seem to be liking what they see, and you're doing a really good job. Now, as far as you know, the graphics, and is there any like consultants that consult with you as far as, you know, putting this on the air and knowing what would work, or is this all you?
You mean the animation stuff?
Well, animation, maybe the characters, or helping you as far as the development of the show in an educational sense, or is it just?
Right. Yeah. It was basically me, and also the editor helped me quite a bit with making a through line with the story. But I didn't have like any educational consultants or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I do realize, like, going forward, if this, you know, gets picked up, God willing, right, I will have to have someone who's in. I mean, I have been out of the education world for a number of years, even though I did it at some point. So I would definitely need someone to come on board
to help you there,
because the learning aspects have to be there, you know. And
right, sure.
I don't always know what, maybe, you know, you have to be so careful too, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate for that age.
Exactly.
So so I'd be like really love to team up with someone like that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think you got a good recipe, and you know how you present it, using yourself as a character, and bringing in all these different you know, vignettes that you create this little world of characters for the kids, and it's funny. It's you got your comedy, you got the British Jew with the loose screw. That's really good, Natasha.
Thank you.
So what are you working on? Is this primarily what you're working on now to get it off the ground?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard with COVID, you know. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people are, a lot of networks, a lot of streaming channels, a lot of production companies, they have already a lot of projects from before that they haven't put out.
Right.
So I've been getting interest. I definitely have. It's just that I haven't, they're not saying like we're going to take it on. And I think partly because of the COVID, I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, it's not going to last forever. We're going to get back eventually. And you got all this time to really, work out the nuts and bolts of the show and clean things up. You can do that offline and get it, so you can, pitch it really well.
Exactly.
And I think you got a really fair shot at getting this picked up.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, I love the concept because, look, there's never enough of programming out there for children. They have their shows, their staple shows, but all those shows are gobbled up by the big wigs, of the Nickelodeons and all this, and so I
want to mention. Oh, sorry. Can I interrupt you a second?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I wanted to say that I'm trying to bring back the nostalgia of Mr. Rogers. Good morals and integrity, and all those important principles which we need today. And I also like Pee-wee's Playhouse is kind of like a big inspiration for me for this show. I feel like there are some elements about it that are similar to that.
Yeah. And, well, if you do that, you're going to need sneakers and a bicycle.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't want to compare myself to him, in the other way.
No. I'm joking with you, but yeah, no. Look, I think you got your own concept of the show, and yeah, I mean, look, it basically piggybacks off of your stand-up comedy, keeping it clean, but yet you're serving a purpose. And you're making people laugh, and you're having the little ones learn at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, so other than the Tashi Non-Stop, you're basically hunkered down there in Manhattan, are you?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing another job where I was actually working with people who have disabilities. Teaching them art and doing different projects with them, but it's hard to do that now because I don't want to get them sick or anything like that.
Yeah. What type of art did you were you teaching?
A lot of collage, painting, things like that.
Yeah. And one last text here or chat. Children are the future. Yeah, education them. It needs to be done. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I just wanted to mention one thing. Do we have a minute? Do we have one minute?
No, absolutely. We have several minutes.
We have 5 minutes? Okay. Well, I wanted to mention, because I've looked into this, if you look at a lot of the kids' TV shows today, a lot of them are animation. I mean, pretty much all of them nearly are animation.
Yeah.
And I was looking at some psychology articles, and they were saying that they've done studies with kids that kids actually learn more when they see real people.
Yeah.
In a show, when they relate to them.
Yeah.
And they don't learn as much when they see a show full of animation. Yeah. I'm trying to do all of it. Like, I want to have animation and live characters, mixed media, but not just all animation, so.
No, because they need to see someone like themselves, a real person going through the motions in a character form, and so they can absorb it and so they can learn. And like you said, the whole Mr. Rogers, it's a lost art. Once Mr. Rogers went away, and even Sesame Street for that matter. I mean, there, you had the puppets and all that, but the actors that were on the show, helped through the skits and taught that way. But Mr. Rogers, he was essential, in that whole learning back then when we were growing up, and we all know Mr. Rogers, and we all learned from
He's
him.
a priest. It's so interesting. He was a priest,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't trying to push religion down people's throat at all. But he had a very beautiful spiritual way about him, I thought, in his show.
Yeah. I mean, there was a movie done about him, right?
Yes. Yeah, I forget the name of it. Welcome to Our Neighborhood, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen it? It's really good.
No, I have not.
Really good.
Yeah, I gotta look at that. Natasha, it was so nice having you. It's very refreshing having you on tonight.
It's wonderful being on your show, and it was a great.
Yeah, no, because it's a totally different subject matter. I mean, now we're talking about kids shows and children, and
right.
I try to cover all my bases on this show and interview different types of people and their backgrounds and when I saw your your bio, I'm like, gee, that's interesting. I got to get her on the show.
You got me.
Yeah, I got you. Now, hey, look, good luck with everything, and best of luck with pitching the show to different producers out there and production companies that might take a chance on you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, seriously, and best of luck to you.
And if anyone knows of any producers who might be interested in a show like this, can I give an email? Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, shout it out. Listen, do your whole promo now. I mean, give the website, give all your information, and then this is going to live up on YouTube. So hopefully, somebody might see it and say, that's interesting. Let's give her a shot.
Okay, my peeps out there, if any of you know any producers who might be interested in picking up or developing a show like this, contact me at Tashi at TashiNonstop.com. That's Tashi at TashiNonstop.com. And my website is www.TashiNonstop.com.
There you go. You branded yourself there. Very nice. Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
Oh, that was great. She has a future of children, of teaching kids the Mr. Rogers way, and I wish her a lot of luck. So I need you to come back to me on Sunday night, very important night. We revisit a couple of guests that I had on earlier about our industry, our live events industry. And so Eileen Velwa and Keith Levinson is going to be back to give us an update on the music industry and the live events industry as a whole during this time. They're part of the Live Events Coalition. If you see that on YouTube, click on it and watch that interview with Eileen Velwa and Keith Levinson. He's the musical director of The Who, and these people that are behind the Live Events Coalition. They do wonderful work, and I can't thank them enough, because what they're doing is helping us in the live events industry and keeping us afloat and keeping us going through this hard time in our country. So come back to me on Sunday night. Very important update show at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Buzz Talk Live. So thanks again for tuning in tonight. Please follow me on all the social media out there. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any ideas for the show, or if you find that you're a good fit for the show, I would love to interview you and put a spotlight on your career. Okay. Take care, and good night, America.